Hello YouTube universe and welcome to a brand new episode of the United City Randomiser here on my channel, the United City FM. If you've joined me before, then the next part of the United City Randomiser is only moments away. If this is your first time joining me, then maybe you should search out the first episode in the series, as it will give you all the information you need to know exactly what is going on and what this series is all about. Whether you're a first-time viewer or already part of the United City, having pressed the subscribe button, you are most welcome here. But as promised, the time is now for the next part of our journey together, so let's get going. Here we are then, everybody. Last two games of the season. We've got 2 games left to decide whether we get automatic promotion or not. I'll show you the league table in a second, see exactly the situation we're in. But you can see here, looking back over the second half of the season, to be honest, it's not till I got to this screen myself that I realised how good it's really been. At times in the second half of the season, we got a couple of random 0-0 draws. And it was a bit of a struggle. None of our strikers were scoring. It felt a little bit less good than it turned out to be. I was a little sort of pleasantly surprised when I looked at this screen. So you can see we've picked up a few draws along the way, but lots of wins, especially in March, which was really helpful in our promotion push. So today we've got the last episode of this particular season. We have 2 games left. We play Union Berlin and then we play Koln. Union Berlin are in 17th, I think it is, in the league, which means that, you know, in theory we should be doing okay against them. Koln are in, let's go and check out the league table and find out. Koln are in 6th. So they're going to be a slightly harder proposition. And here we are, here's the table. You can see we sit currently on top, which is amazing. We have gained definitely at least a playoff place. If we win one of our last 2 games, depending on a couple of results, we could draw, I guess. But if we win one of our last 2 games, we will definitely be promoted up to the Bundesliga, which is utterly incredible. I didn't really think we would get there. For at least the first half of the season was really, really poor in a lot of ways. So, as I say, 2 games left. We need a win to get up, definitely, this season. We play one of the relegation hit teams, which is a real positive for us. And there's not a great deal more to say, really. We've got one decent opportunity. Can we take it? Let's get to the first game, get into it and see what happens. As has been the case for a little while, you can see we've got our usual lineup. It's a fairly well settled team now. The only person we've lost from the bench is Wayland, our right-sided midfielder, has had to drop out through an injury, so I've brought Bischoff onto the bench for him. Other than that, it's the team that's been doing well for us over the last few weeks. You can see that Bertrand is still a little bit low in his condition and match sharpness, just because he came back from an injury. But we've got 1 game to play against a lower opponent in the league. 1 decent result to find, so I'm willing to risk him today. Put them all in, put them all out there. Give them an opportunity to go and show me that they can finish this off and get us promoted. So let's get into the game. So Union Berlin are going to be playing the same formation that we are, so they're matching up a little bit. So hopefully that will help us one-on-one to be slightly better than they are and put them to the sword a little bit and see if we can get a couple of decent goals in the first half and settle the nerves down and really look positive to getting our promotion sorted. The team talk at the beginning, sorry, my mind went blank for a second there. The team talk, I've left it completely blank. I don't want to load them up with extra pressure or anything. I'm just going to let them go out there in the first half and let them express themselves. They're in decent form, so hopefully they're in good spirits enough just to get on with it and outplay the opposition. So let's see whether we can do that. Kickoff, they start with the kickoff and keep the ball at the back. Hopefully it just goes off screen. Yes, it does, to the stat screen. We'll check out the stats as we go, see if we get yellow cards or anything dotted around that we can talk about. But here's the first opportunity for a highlight. Is our highlight. Long throw, Burnich on the edge of the area, gets the shot in. Lovely shot. Bottom right hand corner it looked like. And that's a decent start. 6 minutes in, 1 goal already to us. Burnich picks up the ball on the edge of the area from the defensive header away off the throw-in, and that's a lovely left-footed shot right in the bottom corner. Goalkeeper didn't get down at all, and one up already. Off we go towards promotion, which is incredible. I was a little bit nervy leading into this game, a little bit, to know whether we would just be able to finish this off and hold our nerve, but so far so good. They have a cross in, and what have we given? Oh no, we've given away a penalty, have we? Yeah, we've given away a penalty. That's silly at this point in the game. Cruz stands up, steps up and puts it away. It looks like Langer got something on that. We'll check out on the 3D highlight in a second, but unfortunate to give away a penalty, probably a bit silly. It went straight underneath the goalkeeper, who's in the right spot. It just went underneath him. Fairly typical of his luck, I would suggest, a lot of the time, specifically the first half of the season. Second half, we get decent clean sheets, but to be honest, I would suggest that's more so the defence in front of him than the goalkeeper himself. Well, 1-1, 20 minutes coming up on the clock. We're doing okay. We're equal in shots on goal, but our possession stats again are a little bit low. But again, we're away from home, so you would expect them to try and maintain a little bit more possession at home and try and dominate the play. It's our free kick. Wassi with the cross in, header out. Darde picks up the loose ball. Where's it going to go? Stanko with the ball in the centre. Goes right the way back to Ores. Is it going to go out to a wide position? It stays at the back. Nice neat passing. Pass and move, which is positive. Wassi with the ball. Is he going to come forward? He is. There's our more attacking-minded midfield player. Pisano on the shot. Goalkeeper saves it, and eventually they clear it. Decent amount of possession, good movement of the ball, found its way through to the striker. He had a shot on goal. Typically for our strikers, he didn't quite get the goal, but at least it was a positive piece of play. 38 minutes gone, couple of yellow cards, one yellow card apiece. We're still equaling shots on goal, but we've not really put many on target. Possession stats are better than they were for us. We're playing okay in terms of our player ratings, but I'd like a little bit more from our attacking options. And then we go through to half-time. Nothing really more happened in that first half. So through to the team talk. What are we going to tell them? Performance was disappointing. Yes, I think we will. We're against a slightly weaker side here, so we should be expecting more. I'm far from pleased, and kick them up the bum a bit and see whether they get a positive reaction to that. Off we go in the second half. We kick off. Can we keep the ball and build to a highlight? No, we can't. It goes to the stats page again. It's interesting, our attacking focus has been very lopsided in this particular match, which I'm a little bit surprised about. But here we are on the left-hand side with Ores on a free kick. Burnich on the edge of the area. Is he going to shoot again? No, Darde gets it. He shoots and it goes straight over the top. Not quite sure how close to the top of the goal that was, but it was a shot over at the end of the day, so it doesn't really matter how far, I guess. Here we go with another highlight. They're throwing down their end of the pitch. Can we close them down and put a foot in and nick the ball from them at some point? No, over the top they go. And through on goal. Decent save in the end by Langer. That was good. Poulter with the shot on goal. Langer with the save. It goes out to a corner. I guess this is going to continue their highlight. It does. So the corner comes in, and Langer with the safe hands. That's very good, very positive from the keeper. It's now our opportunity for a highlight. Throw in on the right-hand side. Burnich on the edge of the area. Through to Darde. He shoots over the top again. That's his second attempt at goal, I think, over the top. So hasn't got his scoring boots on today, unfortunately. Here we go again. Burnich on the edge of the area. Cuts in. Shoots at goal. And the goalkeeper puts it round the post for a corner kick. Can we make use of the corner? Wassi with the corner cross in it goes, and cleared well by them. They didn't counter-attack us, which was lucky. I thought for a second they would get one. Here we go for their free kick. Lots of highlights in this one. They've got a second goal. Oh no, 63 minutes in and we're down. We're going to have to change something here. We'll let them go through their highlight and see what happened. Oh no. See, this is what happens to me. I got so caught up in trying to figure out what to do next, I didn't even realise that the goal had been disallowed. We're back to 1-1 again, but we've now picked up an injury to Egbert right back, so we'll bring Ochez on for him. I'll make one more change at this point in the game. We've got a couple of yellow cards. I don't want that to come back to bite us. Darde has been utterly brilliant for us so far this season, but really, he's struggled in this particular match to get his shots on goal. So we're going to put Hilsner on that side and change that up and go back into the game. So what will that do for us? A draw could, potentially help us still, but this is a side really we should be beating. But again, nerves and the apprehension of trying to push for promotion, I guess, is putting the pressure on. We're up to 76 minutes, 77. I'm going to make another change here when I can do so. There we go. I'm going to take Stanko off, who's got one of the yellow cards, and bring on Magic Shack, and then switch him and Burnick over. Burnick is better at the holding player role than Magic Shack, so we'll let them switch over. Get a bit of ball possession would be good for the last couple of minutes, and try and hopefully get another goal somehow. Wassi with a shot in. Oh, not quite sure what happened. On the back post, we had a player come in and have an attempt on goal. Here's another highlight for them. Can we nick the ball? We can. Wassi with the ball. He's on a mission at the moment. Pisano on the edge of the area. Can he get a shot? Well, he can. Lovely strike pipe, Pisano. All season long, we've been berating our strikers. And at the last game, when it was utterly necessary, here he comes on the edge of the area with a lovely low shot. Wassi, great movement with the ball forward. Puts it into Pisano. He takes it out from under his feet onto his left foot. Lovely strike. Right past the keeper. No chance. Right in the corner of the goal. Very lovely shot. I'll take that. Pisano, all is forgiven. Your entire season is all forgiven if you get us the winning goal now and we can finally get promotion. 90th minute. What's the highlight here? It's our goal kick. And therefore they've picked up the loose ball. It's back with their goalkeeper. What's he going to do with it? Forward it comes. We regain possession and give it straight back again. Are they going to build up play? They are now. Down the left-hand side. They've crossed the ball in. And, I think it came off the post and into the hands of the goalkeeper. We'll check that out in a second, but I think that's what happened. So a bit fortunate there. Again, Langer with his shot stopping really isn't particularly amazing. I'm not totally sure what happened there, but the goalkeeper didn't let it go anyway, so phew, we'll take that one. Couple of minutes left. It looks like we're just about there. Can we run down the clock at this point and just keep the ball away from them? Over it comes. No, we've lost the ball. I think this is the end of the match highlight here, which I'm more than happy to run down. Their goalkeeper has it, kicks it long. Are we going to clear it? We're not going to. Yes, we are. Gocken goal eventually cleared it. And Burnick over to the right-hand side with Hilsner. He crosses in. Again, they've got it. That's the end of the game. It's all over. I don't want to preempt myself. I don't want to make a mistake and make myself look silly. But I honestly think that that's just put us up, which I'm utterly delighted about. We'll go through to the next page and just check in, having told everybody that it was a good result. We'll just check in with the league table. And yes, there you go. Oh, you're up. Shrewd spender. We did some good deals apparently. I got some good loans in, and there you go. United City in the very first season of our very first save. We get promoted from Bundesliga 2. Next season, we get to play with the big boys. And boy, have I got a lot of work to do in the summer to sort that out. Because at the moment, I think we'd struggle. There we go for this particular first game of this episode. I will be back in a second for the second exhibition match now against Koln. Well, that's been an interesting couple of days in terms of gameplay. Loads of stuff has happened since the game where we got our promotion. Everybody was happy about that, but we've picked up a couple of injuries subsequently. We've got a suspension from Ores because he picked up too many yellow cards, so those three are out of the game. Wayland is still out through his injury, of course. And also my assistant manager decided to retire at the end of the season, so I'm going to have to replace him. A couple of the team here who probably weren't going to feature for us next season anyway, but they're going to retire as well, including Oches and Engelhardt. Engelhardt really hasn't played much for me at all. He just wasn't good enough, but he had good leadership characteristics, which is one of the reasons why I brought him in. But they're going to retire. And just to put the cherry on the top of the cake, Stefan Ores, who's been very good for me, came to me expressing that he needed a new contract because he was a better player and the blah-de-blah. But I told him that financially we couldn't really afford to do that at the moment. but he needed to continue to work hard, and he wasn't happy, and he started threatening to disrupt the players and tell the press and all sorts. So that's an issue that we're going to have to deal with over the summer, see what we can do about that as we move forward. But that was really disappointing because he's been very good for me so far in this save. So, as I say, we'll have to deal with that over the summer. The only other thing, two things to say. One, we're giving all of our periphery players one last opportunity to play because there's nothing attached to the game. We can't lose our top spot even, let alone our promotion spot. So that's good. So we'll let everybody have a game. And secondly, we got the initial budgets for next season and they're so disappointing. Considering we spent a couple of million on players last season to really set us going, I didn't even get £1 million in the transfer fund for this next season as we move up into the Bundesliga. We got 600 and something thousand, I think, to spend. A little bit of a bump up on the transfer, the wage budget. So that's good. That gives us some leeway. But it really looks like I'm going to have to do a lot of wheeling and dealing over the summer. We're going to lose some of our players to retirement. We're going to lose some because they're just really not good enough. We're going to lose some because they were on loan, and all of those players have got to be replaced by probably free transfers and loans if we have a slight reshape of that budget as we get some prize money in. Maybe that'll happen, but you can't guarantee it. So it looks like I'm in for a very, very long summer. But that's for another day. Today is just about our last game of this particular season against Koln. We've got nothing to play for. We've already got promoted. We've already sealed the championship win. So today is just about giving players one last opportunity to play and having a bit of a party atmosphere in the stadium, really. Our last home game of the season. So let's get into this particular match. Once this screen loads, and my laptop takes a little bit of time to do these things, we'll go through team talks. There's the formations. You can see, as you would expect, Koln are playing quite a structured defensive formation, really. That might be slightly tricky for us to break down, but we'll give it a good go. Offer a bit of encouragement for these players. Let's see what we do today. That's the one. These fans have been fantastic for us all season. Go out there, give them one last performance to cheer for. A couple of people like that. That's good. End the team talk there and go into the kickoff. So we get the kickoff at our home ground, last game of the season. Oches takes the ball and it drops off the first highlight. So let's see. Oh, here we go. They have a highlight down the right hand side. They get the cross in. Good defensive header. Magic Shack with a follow-up header, but they collect the ball again and come back at us. Still down the right hand side. What they're going to do with it, they're going to keep the ball comfortably, it looks like. At the moment, we're not getting much of a foot in, but we're keeping shape and keeping people behind the ball and just not allowing them to plough through us, which is quite all right with me. Keep pushing them back. That's worked very well. They're back in their own half. If we can reach out, there's the long ball right the way over the top, though. Fortunately, our reserve goalkeeper, Mikowski, pulled off a decent save. Here comes their corner kick in. It goes to the centre of the goal, and again the goalkeeper shows safe hands. This is the original long ball over the top, and it really was that. Right the way from their furthest back defender, right the way over the top. Cordoba, it looked like, had the opportunity to take the shot, and a good save. So that's their highlight done with. They kept the ball very well for a long time there. As I say, we didn't really get much of a foot in, which was slightly disappointing, but I'm not one for getting our players to jump in at them, so I guess, yeah, that's part and parcel of how it goes. Their free kick shot comes in straight over the top of the bar. Goalkeeper didn't have to do a thing about it. A few more of them, well, I'll be perfectly happy. You can see we're doing our usual poor possession ratings. I might have to change our style of play maybe as we move forward, but we haven't had a shot on goal, let alone on target either. Interestingly, in the last game, though, we did see slightly lopsided focus of attacks. You can see in the bottom section here in the middle, that shows you where your focus of attacks are, and we were all down one side for most of last game. On this particular occasion, at least, we're having to go through various aspects of our team, which is positive. 37 minutes gone. Looks like we've got a fairly dull second half of the first half. And it looks to me, to be honest, like we might just drift right the way through to half time at this point. we've got the counter-attack on. They were attacking us. We nicked the ball off them. Kinsvatter with whatever that was. Not sure what that was. That was a long shot apparently from too far out. Oh no. Oh, their goal. That caught me completely by surprise. Apparently it's an own goal, so it took a deflection on the way through. Let's check this out. It was off a corner kick. I was still laughing at Kinsvatter's attempt, but you can see a couple of bobbled hits off defenders and goalkeepers and all sorts that took it past and into the goal in the end. Disappointing way to end the first half, but realistically we haven't offered an awful lot. They've looked the better side. Look at their possession stats. So that's the end of the first half. So just before the second half, there's some apprehension and some disenchanted players out there and stuff. I didn't feel there was much point in having a go at them for the first half. It won't achieve much. Half of these players aren't going to be here next season. So I'm just leaving them with clear minds again, just to go out and play in the second half. And what will be on this particular occasion. I don't often go that way. I often try and give them some form of encouragement and incentive to move forward, but as I say, on this particular occasion we've got nothing to play for, and it's all of our periphery players coming in just to have one last game. You can see that Koln have picked up a bit of an injury. It's not too serious, but that may mean that he may need to get replaced as the game goes on. Hilsner for us has picked up a yellow card. And those two things at the moment seem to have been about the height of excitement in the second half. Nothing has happened, which I guess for us is positive. You know, we're keeping them out, obviously, for now. 70-30, roughly, in terms of possession stats in their favour, which, again, is no surprise considering the team that I've put out. We haven't really had any shots on goal in this particular half, really, and nothing to write home about. We're at the 76th minute. Let's make a couple of substitutions. Get a couple of fresh players on, see whether we can change some of that. We've got some very frustrated and apprehensive players, so we're going to take some of them off. So Bischoff will come off and Wassi will come on. Yellow carded Hilsner will come off, Bertram will come on. And we'll give our third choice striker, really, Kurbacek, an opportunity to come in on the last game. Just get one last opportunity to play for us, and we'll leave it there. Won't change anything in terms of our structure of play. I don't see there's an awful lot of point at this point, really. So 84th minute gone. It looks like we're just going to drift to a fairly chilled out, not a lot happening type of ending to our last game of this particular season. But in the big picture of things, really, it's fine. We got promoted. Far beyond what I thought we were going to get. For that first half of this season, I thought we were in a lot of trouble. The board were even making murmurings that they needed to do something about it at one point in the season. So I'm more than happy with how we turned that around. The better players on our side came to the fore in the second half of the season. Our wide players specifically, and the players like Burnich really sort of stamped their authority on our style of play, and the relationships between the players grew, which is another big thing. All of those lines on our tactics screen that show that people are getting used to playing with each other. I'm not going to give them any form of team talk. That's fine. It's all done and dusted. But yeah, you can see it's what I often find in Football Manager. If you can get through the first half of the season with a side that you think has got some talent in it, if you can get through that, get into the second half of the season, build those relationships up, that's then what you begin to see as an effect of that you get better performances as you move forward. There we are then. Top of the table, end of the season, promoted to the Bundesliga. As I said, let's go to the main page. You can see down here we've got a bit of excess wage, which we can potentially move about a bit. But look at that. We've got 19 million in the bank through prize money, and we've only got 600,000 to spend on players next season. And 70% of the transfer revenue, if I make any, only goes into the transfer kitty as well. So, wish me luck. I'm going to need it, because next season is going to be a lot harder than this season. All of the big boys are waiting for us. But that ends this particular episode of the United City Randomiser. That ends this particular season. I will be back for next season in the next episode. I'll be back after the transfer window has kind of got mostly to the end, and at the point where we play our first league game. So I look forward to seeing you then. Catch you later. Thanks very much for watching this episode of the United City Randomiser Save. If you enjoyed the video, then why not click on the like button, as that would really help me. If you think you know anyone who would really enjoy my Football Manager content, then feel free to share this with them. But most importantly, if you would like to join my United City here on YouTube, then hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with my video releases. If you have anything you want to say about the United City save or the channel itself, then feel free to leave a comment below, but please try and be nice with each other. That'll do for today, so until next time, stay happy and healthy, and I will see you soon.